I'm saying? Episode 39, 39 weeks in. Today, we're going to be talking about balancing a career while being an entrepreneur, which I think is a very good topic. I feel like, especially in today's world, there's tons of entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? Because it's so easy to start a business. Really, all you need is a phone. But there's a lot of entrepreneurs, you know, whether you just do something like Uber Eats, you do Uber, you do Lyft, you run a t-shirt business from your house, whatever it is that you do, you know what I mean? There's a lot of entrepreneurs. So, and it can be very hard when, you know, starting a business or getting a business off the ground because you still maybe working your regular job, right? So trying to balance, you know, not only your regular job, you know, or your career and your family, you know, if you have children and kids, a spouse or whatever, and being an entrepreneur. So it's a very, very important topic. And I think a lot of us kind of deal with this and probably can use some tips on how to better manage that, that struggle, right? So again, keep it thorough. Episode 39. It's your boy E Double.
Yeah. What's up, good people? Cedric Lavelle, and yeah, got a good episode lined up. A lot of great information that we wanted to share, and you know, probably not say probably, but really be a value. You know what I'm saying, to others, and you know, you're not in that struggle and that fight alone. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody goes through it, everybody deals with it, but it's just a process. You know what I'm saying? It's just a process that goes into looking to build something and build something that's sustainable and that can work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's get to it, bro.
Hey, bet. So starting off face to face, battle with both sides. So what's the battle, man? What's the battle with being an entrepreneur and a career person?
So you got two sides. You got like you just said, you got the career and you got your entrepreneurial endeavors, right? And when it comes to time, you're constantly going through the battle of splitting time between both things, right? You have an interest in having a thriving career, but you also have entrepreneurial endeavors, right? You have things that you want to pursue. You've got dreams, you've got visions, you've got goals, you got all these things that you want to do, but you have a career that's just so consuming. And obviously it's going to take time. It's going to take time from some of the attention that you want to put on things that you feel bring you more value, things that are more fulfilling. So it can definitely be a challenging kind of complex. Like it can be a situation where one thing may be getting more attention and the other may not. And typically it's more attention to your career, right? Because a lot of times when your career is already established, you're already making money, you're in a position.
Well, that's what's providing, right?
Right.
What's paying for your roof over your head.
Yeah. And let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? With reality, right? Bills don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like responsibilities are still there. So it's like a lot of times people get to a point where it's like, man, I got to be realistic and I have to think about where I am in life, right? And it's like, this is what's paying me. Yes, I want to do this, but I don't know how I'm going to fit that time into my day, right? Which obviously is one thing that we're going to talk about with this particular live, just kind of offering some tips to kind of get the ball rolling and get people motivated. But that's the battle of both sides right there. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to figure out, you know, who's going to get the attention, who's not. How can I balance this side and still be able to, you know, be a thriving entrepreneur at the same time? Now, the good thing is it's possible, right? Like there are times where other people have endured and had to go through certain things. Now, obviously, everybody has 24 hours in a day, but everybody's challenges in the day aren't the same, right? And so the way that someone may address their situation as it relates to how they do their time, it may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of those things where it's a battle as well, too. Figuring out what works, figuring out what process works, what system works. And when you really get to the nuts and bolts of it, that's all entrepreneurship is. implementing processes, implementing systems. How can you make it work? How can you fix things? How can you make this situation be, correlate to what it is that you're looking to achieve, and all those things. So 3 things that we're going to lead with on this particular slide, and then we'll hop in the next slide. So 1, the work may never get easy, but your process can become more effective, right? The work that you have to put forth, it's always going to be a challenge in certain instances, right?
And especially if you pushing yourself and you want to continue to grow.
Exactly.
If you get complacent, then it will get easy. But if you really want to continue to push yourself and continue to grow, there's going to always be some sort of challenge that you need to overcome.
Exactly. Every time you look to elevate, there's going to be some sort of complication. There's going to be some sort of difficulty that you may have to get over, right? And that's just a part of the process. But your process can be more effective. You can do things within that process that can make those difficulties not seem as challenging. You can do things within your process to make the time that you're putting forth towards something feel more valuable, right? And that just comes through learning. That comes through book reading. That comes through mentors. That comes through listening to podcasts, things that you learn, things that you experience, kind of being involved in your day, planning out your day, just a lot of different things that you can do to make your process more effective, right? Because I feel like if you have a process on how you do things and you become consistent with it, it doesn't seem like there's a battle too often, right? Because now you're moving in a way where it's kind of second nature to you, right? You wake up, you do this, at this time you do this, it's kind of strategic, right? And so that's one of the beneficial things that happens, right? When you have your process being more effective. The second thing is discomfort will be required to get the results you desire, right? You're looking for a new experience. You're wanting to do something that you've never done before, maybe that you've never seen before. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's natural, right? That comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for something that's going to really be comfortable, something that's going to offer some certainty, something that is a for sure win, entrepreneurship is not the road that you want to travel, right? Because there are a lot of uncertainties. There are a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of uncomfortable moments that you have to endure. But the people who decide to be entrepreneurs and want to pursue something, they embrace that. You know what I'm saying? And so understanding that discomfort is going to be required, it kind of eliminates certain things off the jump. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I know it's going to be moments where I'm kind of in a feeling of where I don't know, or I'm not comfortable, but let me embrace this feeling, like, and let me figure this thing out. And then the last thing is learn to embrace the process and endure when there's problems, right? And one thing that I know just from personal experiences, endurance, creates character, right? And anytime you have the opportunity, because I look at it as an opportunity, anytime that you have an opportunity that's an obstacle, that can really build something inside of you that can propel you to levels later on in the future, right? Anytime that you're going through something where it may seem as a struggle, where it may seem that it's kind of stretching you, making you uncomfortable, where it may seem as if the odds are against you, but you figure it out, right? You endure that process, you endure those moments, that really builds something up inside of you that allows you to create momentum, right? It builds something up.
Confidence, everything.
Confidence, right? Because now you know that you can do it. Now you know that one of the toughest times that you had to go through, you got through, right? And so the confidence that you have, the willingness that you have, it's just the power that you have to move forward and feel like you can accomplish anything. Obviously, that's needed as an entrepreneur. Like, you have to be super optimistic, you know what I'm saying? And always looking for the best in every situation. So those are 3 things that you should know when it comes to, building a career, but also wanting to be an entrepreneur, and what can really benefit you as you progress and move forward towards your endeavors.
Definitely. All right, so that was face to face, right? And the battle with both sides, which is basically just battling time, right? Making the most of the time that you do have. So moving on, right, is double time. So we're gonna share 7 ways to overcome time without feeling overworked. Um, Number 1 on the list is know your motivation and what you're moving towards. And with this one, I think it falls in line with what Cedric says all the time about your and I always forget how you say it, your mission
Your
statement
purpose statement.
or your purpose statement, right? Like so, and these can somewhat be different, right? So like as an individual, your purpose statement may be one thing, but should align with whatever business it is that you're running, right?
Absolutely.
Like, so whatever business it is that you're running may have a different set of goals or something than like your personal goals, or you know what I mean, whatever. But they should align in
Align with your purpose.
some degree, right?
Right.
So knowing what your motivation is in this situation would be your business, right? You're trying to be an entrepreneur. You're trying to create opportunity for yourself. So knowing what's your motivation and what you're moving towards. So what is the end goal that you want? So like if you're trying to, I like to give, examples, right? So I'll just go with the t-shirt example. If you're trying to create like a t-shirt company, like don't let the goal be so vague as to I just want to create a t-shirt company. Like no, like okay, I want to create a t-shirt company and have a kiosk in the mall by you know, December 15th of 2023, right? You can even get more specific. I want to have a t-shirt kiosk in the Galleria Mall, by whatever, but the more specific you are, with your motivation and your plans, the easier it is to measure them and keep track of them, which I'm gonna touch on in a second. Next on the list is make use of a planner and plan your day. This is the number 1 way to improve your efficiency, literally,
Yeah.
is by planning your day. And this is a common theme with whatever it is we talk about, because whatever it is we're talking about is utilizing time in your day. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
having a planner and planning those things out, right? And these next few items fall in line with this item about having a planner. And the next one is have time designated every week for your business. So as a entrepreneur and a career person or a business person, or even if you don't necessarily work a regular job, say you a stay-at-home parent or whatever the case may be, that's a job. That shit is a job. It takes time. So finding a way to balance and designate time each week for your business is very important, right? So
Right.
you know what I mean, if you work a regular job 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, make sure that you designate on Tuesday for 2 hours after you get off. You're gonna designate that time for doing business activities, and then maybe again on Thursday, so on and so forth. Whatever works for you, but make sure that you set that time aside, which goes along with planning your day.
And
Next
what
on
I'm
that,
gonna touch on something real quick, E.
go
And
ahead.
with the time that you put in, understand that it compounds, right? Like just because you may do something on Tuesday and Thursday, it doesn't mean that it's putting you behind, right? Your timing is your timing, but being consistent with your time is what makes the difference. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
any progress is better than a setback. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So an extra 2 hours you spend is an extra 2 hours more ahead than you would have been
I
as
say
you.
slow progress is better than no progress.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly. So next on the list is have a rest day every week to recalibrate. I think this is equally as important, right? I think we all or a lot of us, we overwork ourselves at times. You know what I mean? Especially those who are very dedicated, very goal driven, competitive. Um, we push ourselves a little too hard sometimes, and it's important to have a day or at least a portion of a day where you can kick back, relax, and feel okay about doing nothing. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's fine. Planning time to do nothing is actually still planning and being productive. That's
Right.
still doing
Absolutely.
that, because this is time that was planned for me to kick back and do nothing, right? And on top of that, it's just making time for yourself, right? Which is essentially what a rest day is. Because say you don't necessarily want to just lay around. Say you like going for hikes. Say you want to, I don't know, say you like roller skating or some shit. Whatever it is you like to do, make some time for yourself, because that is pouring back into yourself, right? That is filling your tank back up. That is recalibrating.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Which is very important. And then next on the list is set clear goals and track the progress. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about being specific with your goals, right? So, and I've used this example a lot of times, but I'll use it again. It's one thing to say something like, I want to buy a rental property by the end of the year, right? And that sounds good, right? Like that's a goal, right? But it's way different to say, I want to buy a 4-unit apartment building or 4-unit complex by, you know, December 15th for, you know, around $400,000. You know what I mean? That's a lot more specific type of goal, which is easier to hold yourself accountable for, because now there's like different checklists, right? Versus just, I'm going to buy a property. You know what I
Right.
mean? Now you can start searching for properties that are in a certain price range, because you know this is what you can afford, which will help you narrow down neighborhoods, which will help you do additional research. You know what I mean? So the more specific you can be with the goal, right? And clear, that's what clear means, that set clear goals, right? So you can track the progress. That'll help you move along, and then, you know, set newer goals as you accomplish the ones that you've already outlined. The next on the list is ask for help if you need assistance. And this is big, man, because I feel like a lot of the times people get in their own way, right? Whether, you know, it's just stubbornness, just feeling like you can do it yourself, or just wanting to prove people wrong, or whatever the case is, whatever your motivation is for not wanting to ask for help, get rid of that, right? There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with asking for help or assistance, especially if somebody knows how to do something better than you do. Or if it's just, you may be able to do it yourself, but it's just going to take you more time. You can only do so much as an individual. So, you know, bringing in some help or asking for assistance or paying for help, time is money, right? It may be beneficial. Like maybe you're the type that typically prepares your own taxes, right? But now your business has grown and it's getting way too complicated for you, but you've always done it yourself. You don't want to do it. No, just hire a tax person to do it for you. You know what I mean? It's going to
Right.
save you time, where you can dedicate that time back to the business, and you know what I mean, potentially make you more money than what you spent, you know? So if you need help, ask for it. Don't be afraid
Yeah.
to ask for help. And then last but not least on the list is surround yourself with people who encourage and motivate you. This is, you know what I mean, important no matter what you're doing in life. You want to surround yourself around positive individuals, right? That not only can learn from you, but you can also learn from them, and you push each other, and it's good energy. Like I'm really big on energy, right? And I need to be around that positive energy, right? Or I'm going to remove myself from that, and you know what I mean. Go somewhere where it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Well,
that
it's
that positive
reciprocated.
vibe and energy, because you just don't want people who are you know, overly critical for no reason. You know what I mean? Shooting down
Yeah.
ideas, or casting their you know, thoughts of themselves on you. You know, oh, you can't do that. You can't, you know, like you just don't need that. Like, now with that being said, you don't want to surround yourself with yes man either. You know what I mean? Like
All right.
there's a happy balance of people who are genuine, who's going to be honest with you, right? They're going to encourage you, but they're also going to call you out if you're not doing what you're supposed to, right?
Right.
And that's the type of balance that you need, which will help you be successful in life, right? So what's the impact of these 7 items, you know, to help you with you know, feeling overworked and like kind of managing your time? By putting in the time, energy, and effort towards your own endeavors, as you would an employer's, you can create an opportunity for entrepreneurial success, right? It's basically just the blueprint. It's somewhat of a blueprint to better manage your time to be successful as an entrepreneur. That's basically what these 7 bullet points provided to you, right? Whenever as I've gotten older in my life, whenever something challenges me, or like I get that feeling like, man, I really don't want to do this, like I try to actually go head on at those things now in my life,
Yeah.
because I've learned that once I get over those, it's very beneficial for me, right? And like I made some progress. And typically, I have that feeling because there's some work involved that I don't want to do, right? So trying to go, and I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at that. Like I've definitely, there's still areas where I can improve, and I think there's going to be areas where I can improve my entire life. Nobody's ever going to be perfect, right? But getting better, that's the key, right?
Progressing towards better, man.
Progressing towards better, right? That's the key. Continuing to get better and improve on the way you do things. So yeah, so that's it for double time, right? So we talked about face to face, double time, and now the payoff, right? So implementing these things and becoming efficient with them, right? Because it's one thing to try something and it works for you versus trying something that don't work for you. So say you implement these things, you find your flow, you see what works for you, you got a routine. What's the payoff, right? And I'm gonna let Sid hit the first three, then I'll hit the last three and let you close us out, bro.
For sure. So benefits of doing the extra work, because as we said, it's going to take some extra time that's needed. And like E just said, with what's the impact in the previous slide, when you put forth the time, energy, and effort towards your own endeavors, as you would in employers, you can create the opportunity for entrepreneurial success, right? And so when you have an opportunity to put forth the work and do the same things that you would do with an employer, and I feel like a lot of times people get it so that their vision gets so cloudy because they're so focused on what their employer wants, but not look for the things that really excite them. Then even if being an entrepreneur,
you know, I want to say one thing on that, and so I don't forget it. I be seeing a lot of clips. We all see a lot of clips on Instagram. That's just the world we live in now. We see them damn reels and whatever.
yeah.
But I seen a reel where entrepreneur was talking about work, right? And this is what he said, and it's crazy because he was catching flack for this, and it seemed like a decent amount of people disagreed, but I agreed with him, and because this is kind of how I feel. He said, as an employer, you want to do the least amount of work for the most amount of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, do enough to get your job done so that you can be productive and an asset to the company, right? For the most amount of money. Don't do any more necessary than that.
And what
Right?
you need to do. Yeah.
Right. And that allows you to not overexert yourself as an employee and put some of that energy and time into being an entrepreneur. And what a lot of people said when he said that is, do you tell your employees to do that same thing? Right. And it's like, my thoughts on that were, well, if they're an entrepreneur and their end goal is to work for themselves, then yes, I would tell my employees to do that same thing.
Right.
Like, do your job, get your job done. You know what I mean? But if you don't want to do any extra above and beyond, then cool. Like, those people just won't be promoted and won't move up within the organization.
Right.
They
that's
kind of
not what I hired you for.
right. And they'll move out. But those who, you know what I mean? So yes, I would tell my employees that. You know what I mean? Like, do the least amount of work necessary for you to complete your job and what your job roles are, and for the most amount of money, right? That's
right.
Common sense, smart thing. So
and then with that too, there may be people that don't even want to be entrepreneurs, and they may be working with
go hard to get promoted and to move up.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, if you're not gonna do it, I'll do it, right? You know
right?
What I'm saying?
And neither one of those people are wrong.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know, like, and that's the way you got to go about it, because
and that's how I look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get me wrong, I don't slack, I don't not do my job, but I'm not gonna overexert myself to try to impress folks when I know I'm trying to build over here. Now that's not saying because I just got promoted. I just got a promotion, so I do enough to get a promotion. You know what I'm saying? But I, you know what I mean, got other stuff going on over here that I'm not about to kill myself. You know what I mean? And then some people talk about how they do all that effort and they don't even reap the benefits.
Reap the benefits.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
But I feel like when you can do your job and you do it efficiently, and it's a process that you just go through. You don't have to overexert yourself because you know what your role, what's required of your role, and all you do is what's required of your role day in and
Right.
day out. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it's about, like we've been saying, it's about having that balance between the two. That way you're not overexerting yourself in one area, and you still can give the time, the energy, and the effort, towards your own personal endeavors. Things that you feel more passionate about, things that you feel more connected to, things that you can pass on to your kids, whatever the case may be, right? And so just going back to the payoff and the benefits of doing the extra work, one thing that you get from that is more time to spend with family, right? And so a lot of times when people are seeking the path of entrepreneurship, transitioning from a career, a lot of people want more time, right? They want to spend more time with their family. They want to be more available. They want to go on vacations. They want to be able to be the boss of their time, and decide where they want to go and what they want to do and all these different things. And so the benefit to that is substantial. You know what I'm saying? And just having that time to spend with family may be of significant importance to certain people, right? So when you take the time to really pursue your entrepreneurial endeavors, and you're willing to go the distance, no matter what it is, and at whatever cost it is, to get to that end goal, that should motivate you, right? That should be something that inspires you and that triggers you every time you feel like giving up, or every time that you feel like saying, I want to stop, or I want to quit, or it's just too hard. No, you think about that time that you want to spend with your family and what that means to you, right?
Yeah.
And if that holds value to you, and that really
That should drive the hell out of you.
that's the drive exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that should move you
And if it
beyond that
doesn't,
moment.
then
Yeah,
maybe
maybe you moving in the wrong path,
yeah,
right? Because
maybe
a lot
that
of
maybe
times,
entrepreneurship ain't for you.
right, and a lot of times people, people look for outside motivation to kind of inspire them, but you really have to find something that you're connected to
That
on
fire
the
has to
inside.
be burning
Yeah,
from within.
it has to
Yeah.
be a burning desire on the inside that you're connected to, that's going to always trigger you and just keep you going no matter what's going on or who's doing what externally. Internally, it has to inspire you and it has to move you, right?
Yeah,
uh
to me, and some people may disagree with this, but when someone asks like, how do I become an entrepreneur? Like, and I know there's no such thing as a dumb question, they say, right? But that's a dumbass question to me, right? Because you can't ask somebody else. I can't give you advice on how to become an entrepreneur.
right
Like you have to, there has to be something that you want to do. Like, it's different saying, okay, how do you become an entrepreneur versus going up to somebody who is an entrepreneur and in a given field, like say real estate, and then asking them for advice because you're already in real estate and you're just trying to, learn the ropes, but you can speak their lingo. You may know some of the terms, whatever the
right
case may be. But if you don't even have an idea of what you want to do and you're asking like, no, that fire is not already burning. You know what I
right
mean? You just like the idea of it. It sounds
of it.
good
Yeah,
to, you know what I mean? But like,
you don't
no.
have an attachment to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly.
got to have an attachment. And then the next thing, you're able to financially support your children's future, right? And that's big. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids, or if you don't have kids, if you want to give back to your community, if you wanted to leave an inheritance, whatever the case may be, yes, you can do that with uh have working for an employer, but just to compound what you already have or what you're already making, um, it'll be beneficial for you to be able to use the money that you're making from an employer, and not even if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, but invest it, putting it somewhere. That's work. That's time that you have to take out to understand where your money is going and what it's doing for you. But just to have that knowledge and that knowing that, okay, the money that I'm getting and the money that I'm generating, I'm going to be able to financially support my children in their future. I'm going to be able to have it, in a sense, whenever they need it. you know, or when there's something going on, like my children don't have to feel restricted because of finances, because I didn't put forth the time, the energy, the effort to make it work. No, you're going to feel a sense of fulfillment, you know, in a way, knowing that, okay, I know because of the work that I'm putting in right now and the sacrifices that I'm making right now, the time that I'm taking to contribute to this, I know that my kids are going to benefit because of it in the future, right? And that should be something that drives you as well too.
Hey, and to touch on that a little further, like we did a little bit before this call, it also creates a sense of urgency and importance, and legacy within your family, right? Setting not only your children up for success, but generational wealth as your kids and their kids are born and come of age, and it's going to be well known and documented who was the you know business owner, right? Like if you own a
Right.
business and it gets passed on to your son and then his son, like it's going to get talked about who created the
Who
business,
created it? Yeah.
and they're going to look back like, granddad or grandma
Right. Mm-hmm.
cared a lot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like this is important. Like it makes them, stand for something, and gives them motivation. You know what
Right.
I mean? To
A
to to
sense of
carry
pride.
things on, and a sense of pride, right? So that's very important. Very important.
Exactly, for sure. And then the last one I got is you're able to see the world from a different view, right? And I feel whenever you're in a position where you're not necessarily financially secured, but you're moving in a way where things are getting taken care of. When you have less worries about certain bills and how they're going to get paid, or certain things that you want to do and wondering how you're going to be able to do it. When you're able to balance the two, or even get to a point where you transition from working for someone to working for yourself, right? Just the freedom that it gives you to go out and see things and experience things. You're going to look at it from a different view because now you got money, you got time, you know, you got your family with you, maybe. You're creating these experiences, you're creating these moments that you just weren't able to do maybe 6 months ago or maybe a year ago. But
Yeah.
now you're in a position where you can see the world differently because you have that freedom, you have that time, you have the money that you need to be able to support, you know, your experiences and your entertainment or whatever the case may be. And that can be something that drives you as well too, because you know, a lot of times people may be living for monetary gains, but people may be also living for just creating moments, right? Me
Yeah.
having kids and having a
Experience
family,
and
I'm all
memories.
about moments and experiences. I don't give a damn about money in that way and trying to just accumulate money. No, like I want experiences. I want to be able to, you know, get older and hear my kids talking about, oh, I remember when we went to go do this, or I remember when we went to go this place. You know, creating these memories that last forever, you know, or vacationing with my wife and we going to different islands and all these other experiences and creating these memories and these moments that last forever. You know what I'm saying? And so my vision and my drive has always been to just provide a better quality of life for myself and the people that surround me, right? And that may look different for a lot of people, but like I said, I'm all about the experiences and I'm all about creating moments, and that's what drives me, right? And so when it comes to, you know, really honing in on the battle of both sides with having a career and having entrepreneurial endeavors, though this career may be consuming and taking time from you, but when you attach these entrepreneurial endeavors to something that's really motivating, to something that's you're connected to something that really drives you internally, if you keep putting your best foot forward every day, being consistent, you know what I'm saying, being undeniable, right? Not being defeated anytime that, you know, challenges and difficulties come about, there's definitely going to be an opportunity for you to create something that's going to sustain you and that you can build on in the future for sure.
No, 1,000%. And then the next on the list, ability to address personal needs. We said kind of touched on this a little bit, right? Really like just like financial freedom to a certain extent, right? Like whatever it is, having the
means.
resources to be and the resources and means to do what you want, right? So if you want a nice car, you want to go buy you a really nice car, you want to travel frequently, like said mentioned, with going on trips and creating those memories and experiences, or if you just want to invest and buy businesses, that may drive you, because some people are money motivated, some people just want to rack up the money, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, just it gives you the ability to address those personal needs.
Or even health too. You can put that in there too. If you want to
Oh,
live and have a healthier life, and you know what I'm
healthier
saying?
lifestyle. Yeah, exactly. And paying for good personal trainers, going to some of the best gyms, like whatever the case may be, right? The next on the list is just gaining peace of mind. And again, I think Seth might have touched on this a little bit too. It like just not needing to worry about the normal day to day that like most people deal with, right? Like most people live paycheck to paycheck, worry about bills, and if something happens, like they got to buy new tires because a tire blows out, that could have an effect on them for the month. You know what I mean? That can be major. Like, okay, I got to make a sacrifice now. Like, I got to buy this tire and not be able to do X, Y, Z, right? So, again, that financial freedom gives you a huge peace of mind, where if something happens, you got the money for a rainy day. Like, you're not really worried about it. And that definitely gives you a lot of peace of mind. And then the last but not least, right, build assets and security. So with additional money gives you additional freedoms, and you can invest in like your personal needs. And we kind of mentioned like stocks and things like that, which would be assets or real estate, or whatever, right? And then just security. So which falls in line with what I was mentioning about bills and being able to make sure, as your kids get older, and if whatever happens, you're in a place where you're pretty secure, where you can cover anything that would be like a financial hardship, you'll be able to deal with. But yeah, so that really kind of rounds it off. That's the payoff, right? Just being able to spend more time with your family, being able to, provide financially support your children's future, and build generational wealth. See the world from a different point of view, having that more flexibility, peace of mind, personal needs, that definitely opens your mind up, and traveling definitely opens your mind up and gives you a different perspective. And then, yeah, just building on your assets and security. So I'm gonna let you go and close this out, Sid.
All right, final thoughts. So the willingness to put forth a significant amount of work can produce a significant amount of results. The moments of sacrifice will inevitably feel exhausting, but the rewards are always greater in the end, right? And we can't stress that enough. Like, it's not easy, right? Because if, as the saying goes, if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy. It's going to be challenges. That's inevitable. You're going to get tired, right? It's going to be exhausting at times. It's going to be mind-boggling at times. It's going to be the S word that I don't really like using a lot, but it's going to be stressful. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some struggles that you may experience, right? There could be so many things that can happen that can inflict pain or cause you to want to quit, but you have to keep going, right? Because the payoff is much greater than the pain that you're experiencing right now, right? Because once you get through the process, once you get through the hard times, the challenges, everything that was meant to stop you and to deter you, you're going to feel much more fulfilled in the end, because it's like, damn, I did it. Like, I got through it. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still progressing. those moments really gave me character. I was able to endure those things, and now I'm able to share that labor with others, right? Because that's when you become beneficial. You know what I'm saying? You take every experience that you went through and everything that you got through, and then you share that with other people who are maybe going through the same thing, right? Because now it's like, now I'm doing a service to others, right? People who may be in these types of situations and need to hear your story about what you went through, just so they can say, you know what, if Eric was able to get through it, I know I can do it. If Cedric was able to get through it, I know I can do it. I'm inspired by the way that they move. I'm inspired by how they made the sacrifices, despite having a family or having kids and things of that nature. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? And so, our message to everybody, man, is just really go after your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, your visions, your passions. You know what I'm saying? The things that you think about and you think that you can't do it, find a way to get it done, right? Because the last thing that you want to do is be living a life in someone else's shoes. And I say that in a sense of like, you're living right now, but it's not your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you were meant to do. You're living because it's comfortable, or it offers a level of certainty, or
Just sticking to what's convenient.
you're sticking to what's convenient.
Going the path of least resistance.
Right. But when you know that there's more for you, or that you've been called to do more, or that you have a bigger purpose, or that you have a story that you can share with the world, it's your responsibility to figure it out, right? The gifts that you have, it's your responsibility to share those gifts with other people, right? Because now you're walking in your purpose, you're walking in favor, you're walking in your calling, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? But if you're not, you're living someone else's life, right? That life that you're living is not for you, because there's so much more that you could be doing, and you just have to put forth that time, that energy, and that effort, to make it count, and make it happen.
Hey man, ain't no dream too big for a goal.
That's it.
Might have to put
Gotta
that
get it done.
T-shirt. But hey,
That's
y'all.
all I had, bro.
We appreciate y'all as always. Everybody who tuned in live, everybody who goes back and watch the videos. I holler at a lot of y'all who tell me y'all go back and watch the videos, so we greatly appreciate y'all.
That.
Have updated the site. Your boy was slacking. I'll be the first to admit the site.
That's good.
Stopped.
I like that accountability.
The
website
has stopped at episode 31, and I had to update it. So now all 39 episodes is on that boy. So if you go to the website, you can go check out all of our kits. And then, as always, the episodes are on the Instagram, 1 through 39. Go check us out. A lot of stuff coming. Some orders is about to be placed. Some samples.
They might as well just say Q4 is going to be our course.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Maybe that's Q4.
Q4 is
a lot of stuff is dropping.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. I like that better. Instead of being vague about, now we're giving you a timetable. So
Q4 is going to be a keep it thorough quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're gonna open up the floodgates. Like Eric and I have been working extremely hard to make things happen, man. And
balancing the same shit we talking about right now. Balancing.
Because at the end of the day,
a lot and hard.
The reality is, Eric has his own entrepreneurial endeavors. I have my own entrepreneurial endeavors. This keep it thorough thing is something that aligns with what we both want for our futures and for our business. So it made sense to do this. And that's my dog anyway. So just the opportunity to connect and talk about things and pick each other's brains.
Conversations that we already had.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the purpose of Keep It Thorough. You know what I'm saying? Just conversation that he and I have always had. And we just wanted to share it through a platform, right? And speak on some of the things that we experienced. But, just to be at this point in our journey as entrepreneurs and as businessmen and as fathers and as husbands and as friends and as partners and things of that nature, you know, God has blessed us. You know what I'm saying? And so now, like I said, Q4 is definitely going to be a moment of celebration that we want everybody to experience. Because when we go into 2023, I ain't even gonna speak on it, but y'all see what's up.
Hey, basically
You know
Q4, a way you can look at Q4, which just ain't like official, but it's like season 2. You know what I'm saying? It's like if it was like an episode, you know what I mean, like a TV show or something. Like we wrapping out season 1 and season 2 is, you know what I mean? It's finna be good, you know. But
it's like the second coming of power.
Right? Yeah. Hey, it's like Tommy's show.
You know what I'm saying?
What's Tommy's show called? I can't remember.
Force.
Force. That low key might be the best one. Raising Kanan
Hey,
was
I ain't gonna
my
lie to you.
favorite.
Hey, I just told my wife the other day, Raising Kanan that's a hell of
Raising
a show,
Kanan
bro.
was my favorite one. But then Force was good though. Force.
I ain't really get into Force too much. I gotta go watch some more of those episodes. The thing
Raising
I'm so
Kanan
fascinated about though, bro, is just the cast. Like, I don't even know where some of these people coming from. But it's like, God, man, like where you find these people at?
Yeah.
Hell of a cast, man.
There's a lot of good actors and actresses.
Yeah,
BMF is hard.
BMF, nice too.
BMF ain't back on yet, is it?
Nah, I think it's gonna be Raising Kanan, then BMF coming out, and then it goes back to Power Book 2.
Yeah,
and
see the
then
pot. They can flush that other shit. I'm tired of Tyreek ass. They can, yeah, I mean, they can flush them.
He say, nah.
Raising Kanan, Force,
and
BMF all day. The first one is
that
cool.
boy 50 ain't dropped the ball though. You know what I'm saying?
No. He didn't.
He ain't dropped the ball. So BMF back then with 2023. That and them the only shows I really be watching, truthfully.
See, I still ain't never watched Snowfall, man. I've had a whole bunch of my homeboys tell me to watch it, and I just never started watching it. And what's gonna happen is just gonna be too many seasons, and then I'm not gonna want to watch it because. Oh, he said, yeah. See, yeah, man, just being that head ass dude, man, just always doing dumb shit. Like I'm cool. He just got the girl killed. You know what I mean? And just
so innocent too, man. Innocent
what?
Girl. I say so innocent too.
Right?
Innocent. She ain't had nothing to do with none of that.
None. Hey, y'all, but with all that being said, we appreciate y'all. Can't never say that enough. And if you don't do nothing else, keep it thorough.
Keep it thorough.
And we'll holler at y'all next week.
He said I can't commit.
Too many seasons I can't commit. What got too many seasons?
Snowfall. I guess.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, all right, y'all. We holler at y'all next time.
No doubt.